Everybody, and welcome to another episode of Filmatic. We're coming at you with a little bit, just a warning, a little bit of some. We had some technical difficulties. I'm coming at you using my mobile phone. Hopefully, it comes out okay. And that might impact a little bit of the quality, but we're going to do our best to remedy that in post, and hopefully it goes smoothly. So, just a fair warning. I'm here today. I'm joined by Start Cast once again. We have Cooper Whisnant. How's it going, Cooper?
Going excellent, Nabil. I'm happy to be here. Thrilled even.
Ben Casey's here.
Yeah, Ben Casey reporting live from jail.
Jail. What happened?
I got arrested before Garflonzo. Who would have thought?
That is very unfortunate.
Bang, 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 bang. Shots fired. All right. Exposed to some of COVID, but I think I'm okay. But stay safe out there, Filmatic listeners. Wear a mask.
And as always, Manuel Ray has arrived. He's here.
Hello.
How you doing, Manny?
Hello.
I'm
well.
Okay.
I'm almost like the Alfred. Because
I'm the Alfred.
No,
I'm
I'm almost like
here.
I'm almost like the Joker.
Maybe.
All right, Ben Becker. I think this is the first time we've had Ben Becker back on since like fucking Uncut Gems or something.
Yeah, since Uncut Gems, I did that with you. Let me just say,
Yeah.
my dick is hard for movies right now, so
Okay. Would you prefer I start?
ready to get into this. Would I prefer you what?
Nothing. Connor
Okay.
Park is here. Connor, it's been a while. How's it going, buddy? How's your uncle who does stuff with dolphins?
That is my father. He makes
Oh.
nails, and to my knowledge.
Oh, that's
he is-
disgusting. That's
Yeah.
disgusting.
What in what? In the hole?
In the blowhole? What about
All right, guys. we've gathered
that's
here
it.
today through flawed technology. We're using a Skype call for the first time ever, but we're here to do a discussionary podcast, and just talk about all sorts of topics and all sorts of things, anything and everything. I did go ahead with Octavio. We were on Instagram Live earlier today, and we gathered some topics and questions from the populace, the Filmatic listeners.
Yes.
So that's great. And I just want to start it off with, does anybody have something they want to talk about? Let's just open it up.
Alright, well, I think I mentioned this to you earlier, but we absolutely have to talk about the rumors spreading around about multiverse Spider-Man movies.
True. That
That
has
shit.
been, yeah.
That
been
shit
going
is
off,
hype.
Are the rumors about like more animated movies, like Spider-Man
No.
Spider-Verse, or like live action,
So,
other multiverse
live action.
places?
Basically,
Oh shit.
timeline as I understand it, a few weeks ago, it was announced as an exclusive from a very reliable source, The Hollywood Reporter, that Jamie Foxx would be returning to reprise his role as Electro in the next Spider-Man movie. People were like, "Whoa, what?" Because like that's kind of weird. And yeah, and then he posted on Instagram some fan art of like of Spider-Verse live action. He's like, "Yo, I'm coming back," and then he immediately deleted that post. But he is coming back. And then there are talks of Kirsten Dunst and Dane DeHaan coming back for their roles, and there are multiple reports going around that Andrew and Tobey might be coming back for a future project, i.e. Spider-Man. And there's just all sorts of reports that have been coming out in the last few weeks regarding the Spider-Verse live action. Also Doctor Strange is going to be in Spider-Man 3. So,
Yeah, but no one cares
thoughts?
about that.
It sounds like it has the potential to be awesome, which really, to me, just means it has the potential to disappoint us greatly. I'm gonna try to temper my hopes
Damn.
as much as
Yeah,
possible.
that's true. Like, there's always the possibility that they just bring in actors that played, like, a character in a previous Spider-Man franchise, like, movie, and then they just don't really do anything with the multiverse, but it's like, here's this actor, and he's playing this character, and now
Mhm.
this is just Tom Holland fighting this guy.
Right.
Which, I mean, it would still be
mean-
cool, but
Yeah, not
I
that
think
cool.
we are all wanting to see Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield come back, especially, I
Yeah.
think, Tobey
Well, not so much
Maguire.
Andrew Garfield.
Yeah.
Like,
Definitely.
if you just give me one scene, you know, just let me be sitting in the theater watching this Tom Holland fuck, be like, oh my god, there's a Electro, and then you hear the Raimi theme come on, and then Toby comes swinging in. You know, that's all I want, really. I'll feel satisfied if that's all we get. Like,
That'd be fair.
yeah.
Okay, start off. I just want to ask all of you, how likely do you think it is that, like, for say, Tobey Maguire comes back and has a decently big role in a Spider-Man movie? How likely do you guys think that
I
is?
think that it is far more likely that Andrew Garfield is coming back. Tobey Maguire's, you know, he's a good bit older now. I think also that, like, if they're having the villain from the Amazing Spider-Man series, that, you know, they might just bring over Spider-Man from that series too.
I think
I don't
it's
know.
pretty easy to predict the way they're doing it if we're just going off the information that we have. And obviously, like, you know, nothing is assured. But again, if you told me, you know, held the gun to my head, predict what's going to happen in this movie based on what you know, I would say that Tom Holland's like, oh no, everyone knows my identity. And then he's like, Doctor Strange, I need your help. And Doctor Strange is like, all right, but be careful. And then he does it. And then, like, a fucking hole in the multiverse happens, right? And then it's going through all these probably alternate universes. And it's like, oh, there's Electro, there's Andrew Garfield, there's Toby, and there's MJ. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like it's going to be that kind of thing. Which I read this somewhere. Like, kind of the other hand of this is, like, it just goes to show, like, can they not have this Spider-Man have his own standalone movie, have his own kind of story? Does he always need a crush of, you know, Tony Stark is my mentor, or now Doctor Strange is my mentor, or then this is happening into the Spider-Verse, and, you know, like, I don't know. There's just a lot of content here.
Alright, that seems like people will just never be happy because they're like, oh, we want Tobey Maguire. But at the same time, why are you bringing back Tobey Maguire?
Hold on. I'm just chill out. I'm just
Relax,
presenting.
man.
I'm just presenting the two different points here. I'm not saying that those people are the same.
Nabil's
Yeah.
like, I'm just playing devil's advocate. Right?
Okay. All right. Shut up.
John Schweig hours.
John Schweig doesn't play, he just is.
John Clark, be like, devil's advocate. What if I was Brett Kavanaugh? All right. I think he actually said that, but
Like, how did he follow that up? That's not about ignore that.
we're gonna have to censor that.
Brett Kavanaugh, my opinion of Brett Kavanaugh would not change in the slightest.
You know, we might have to censor this too because it involves local politics. But sometimes I feel like Brennan Asplund kind of looks like Brett Kavanaugh, or like his cousin or something. You know, Ben.
Really?
You know, I'm talking. You know, he's kind of got that same like facial like.
Wait,
weasel
Nabil, do you have to
look.
censor it if I say that I want to kill Brennan Asplund?
Yes.
Oh, you're gonna say that? Are you gonna censor that?
I mean, if you want me to, I guess it's you who said that.
I would prefer that you censor that. Maybe you can
Okay.
include this one. I want to fuck Ewick Robinson. Oh wait, no, but I mean, like, that's just a joke because he's a baby. But like,
Stop.
Bridget Ziegler.
Bridget
Bridget
Ziegler,
Ziegler?
no, dude.
I do wanna
no,
fuck
she's
her.
not hot. No, that
No,
I gotta
okay,
say that's one
but
of the few
Only if
instances
she's
where
wearing a
someone-
mask,
With
guys.
the COVID mask.
literally.
Only if
She's
you don't
hotter
have
with
to
her
see
mask
her
on.
face.
She's literally hotter with her mask on. But anyway,
How much of that is?
and I say that as someone who is hotter with her
Everybody
mask on,
knows
so I know what I'm
all.
talking about.
All right.
Let's move
back to
away from-
movies. Let's move away from
There's-
politics and
There's gonna be a
Talking
whole lot
talking
of
about
bleeps there.
politics, talking
Whole
about
lot of bleeps there.
politicians and how attractive they are. Ben. It's a different thing.
Okay, Cooper. I'm gonna talk about how attractive you are.
I mean, I wouldn't protest.
Okay, Saturday night, I'll whisper it into your ear.
All right. Let's get away from
Alright.
politics. Cooper says protest. All right.
Okay,
All right.
guys, we
What?
received a lot of questions today from the Instagram lives. I got one here. The Social Dilemma. What were your guys' thoughts on The Social Dilemma, the movie on Netflix? And that comes from Rita Rihardes or something like that.
I've
So,
not seen it.
anyone
Is
seen
that
Social Dilemma?
the,
No, I cannot say that.
Is that the Sherlock Holmes movie? but not Sherlock Holmes.
Oh
wait,
no,
no,
that would be
totally
Enola
not.
Holmes then.
Oh, I feel so stupid.
Yeah, a little bit.
So, I think that fucking Jesse Eisenberg did a great job in The Social Dilemma. That Aaron
Can you
Sorkin's
just stop?
screenplay
It's
was
not funny.
pretty good.
I think Millie Bobby Brown did a fantastic job in The Social Dilemma.
Yeah, wasn't she the
I think
social
the-
dilemma girl or something?
The way she
I think
portrayed
she was the dilemma.
the brilliancy of the Holmes family, I don't know. It was fantastic.
And Nicolas Cage cameo towards the end really brought the whole thing together. I felt like.
All right. So
I think we
have
answered.
any
I
of
think
us?
we. I think we. an-
I think we did
Have
answer.
Have
it.
any of us? Have any of us
answered
actually
the
seen the
actual
movie?
We did a good job. We
No.
did a good job.
No.
Okay. So
did not see
let's not talk about it. Then.
Well,
Let's
we
move
already
on.
we already did talk about it.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Did it.
Yeah, we just did. Silly.
This might be the worst episode we've ever done. Moving on to the
It's
second.
because I can.
No, it's not
I
because
feel
of
like
that.
you've said that a few times.
Maybe. I think that with Skype, it's just so much easier for people to just seem like they're talking over each other because of the software. It just feels a lot more chaotic.
I think I agree that it's because Cooper's here because he's just too attractive and it's distracting me. So
Ben, can you just go beat your meat so you won't be so horny for the rest of the call?
listen, man, beating my meat won't help if I have to come right back and listen to your voice. I don't know what to say.
All right, we're moving on to the second question we have here. This one comes from Martin Pelaez. You might know him. He says, "Is Thor Ragnarok the best Marvel movie?" And he thinks that it is.
gonna
How do you guys feel about that?
Come
Without
right out
talking
and
about
say no.
Mhm. I guess
I,
focus our
It was-
answers on the movie itself. What did you think about Thor Ragnarok?
I liked it. I thought it was good. I thought it was a Marvel movie, so there's really a pretty low ceiling there. But it was enjoyable. It didn't try to take itself seriously very much, which I think was good. And also the humor
Yeah,
was actually good
Good.
instead of an afterthought.
yeah, I thought it was.
I completely agree.
I think it's up there. I think it's maybe not one of my favorite Marvel movies, but it's up there. It's a really good one. But personally, I didn't like the humor as much. I thought it was well executed, but I don't know. Personally, I like my superhero movies to have a more serious tone to them.
Oh, well, Zack
I-
Snyder Jr. Oh my God.
I'm gonna say I think it is the best Marvel movie. I think that the original
Mhm.
Thor Ragnarok. I think that the
Okay.
original Guardians of the Galaxy comes close. And I was reading some discourse on Twitter the other day, and I think why both of those movies really stick out to me are because I think in pretty much every other Marvel film, the
White male
actors
protagonist. Very good.
no, the actors don't actually seem like they give a shit about being there. But I think that with both Guardians and Thor Ragnarok, I think it says something that the actors really seem like they're having fun with a great script, and both of those movies have fucking awesome directors, and they're just very well done. Compared to a fucking Iron Man 3, where Robert Downey Jr. is why am I fucking here? And the script is awful, and the directing is forgettable, and yeah.
Yeah.
And the
I
product
that's-
placement is as clear as
Oh, yeah.
day.
What the fuck did you just say?
Go ahead.
And the
Go
product placement is hits you in the face.
What are you talking about?
Which products? I honestly don't even remember any product placement.
When,
neither do I.
What
Okay,
is this?
no,
A
shut up.
He was on an alien
No, it's not a
planet.
joke.
What are you
So
talking
when Robert
about?
Downey, when Iron Man's character leaves the kid, and the kid goes back to his lab, there's 1,500 computer screens in there, and every single one of them says
Insane.
Xfinity across
You're-
the front. In
You're talking about Iron Man 3.
Oh yeah, I thought we were talking
Yeah.
about Thor Ragnarok.
No,
What the
where-
fuck
I
is
was
this
saying
even a
Iron Man-
no,
I was making a
Connor,
comment on
the
Iron
movie
Man 3.
sucks. The movie sucks because they took a fucking great comic book villain and turned him into fucking.
That's not why the movie is.
The movie also sucks because the
The movie
plot
isn't that
makes
bad.
no
It's not a
sense.
bad movie. But
I
anyway,
really dislike that one.
It's a pretty bad movie.
it's not that bad. It really isn't. It's a mid-tier Marvel movie as far as they go. Really.
Mid-tier Marvel
Alright,
movie's a
alright.
pretty bad movie.
we're talking about Thor
Thor-
Ragnarok.
We're
Thor,
kind
yeah,
of right.
Thor Ragnarok.
I think
Okay, I
it's
was
probably
gonna
the
say
second after Guardians.
I was gonna say I think Thor Ragnarok, one of the big things it has going for it is kind of the space odyssey theme. I really liked that. Like the otherworldly stuff. I thought that was really cool, and I thought they incorporated it really well. And just
Okay.
I don't know, showing off like different worlds, that fucking garbage world or whatever it was. I don't know.
Yeah.
I really kind of like the space theme.
I feel like the only movie that can really hold a candle in the Marvel Universe to Thor Ragnarok is Thor: The Dark World.
Alright.
Okay. Okay,
What did you,
Connor.
what did you,
Slash
what did
ass,
you
slash
just get
ass.
Reddit, Connor? Connor's first day on Reddit or something? Okay, so to answer Martin's question, I think a lot of us view Thor Ragnarok in a higher light than a lot of Marvel movies. And, as you heard, we have a few people who say that's their favorite. Personally, I would say it's upper for me, but it's not necessarily my favorite. My favorite would probably be the first
What
Avengers
beats it
movie.
for you?
The first
Like, which
Avengers movie.
ones? Yeah, I mean,
First
otherwise. Like, all of them.
First Avengers movie, Iron Man 2, going on top of my head here. I think those two are the two that come to mind when I think of movies like of that scale. Well, not the Avengers, obviously, but
Where does Guardians
specific
of the Galaxy for you?
Guardians of the
For me,
Galaxy.
that's a smash #1 for Marvel movies. Like, not
Smash
close.
number one. It's in my top like
Like,
6 for sure, but it's not number one. And I
I
think
wanna.
that yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, I just wanna push you on the Avengers being your favorite.
Yeah,
I don't think that movie holds up at all.
I think it
was
does.
really cool, like when it first came out, and it was like groundbreaking in a lot of ways, and I can give it that, and I can respect that. But I can't remember a single time when I've actually wanted to go back and watch it for
Really.
like,
See, for me,
yeah.
I that's like the one Marvel movie where I'm like, I could rewatch that at any time.
Really.
Yeah.
For me,
What-
even the
what
first
do
time I
you-
watched it, I was completely lukewarm and stayed that way, to be honest.
What do you like about it, Nabil? Because I'm gonna say it's not my favorite, but it is pretty high up there for me. I really
I
like
think-
that one too. But yeah, what do you
I
like
think
about
that so what I think is that Marvel, the MCU at this point, I think it's kind of become a caricature of itself, in the sense that, and I'll explain that, is like you have the cheesy force, and this kind of started with Age of Ultron, but especially was a peak in like Civil War. It was like you have these cheesy jokes that are churned in, have this monotone, stale color grading. There's nothing really memorable about each movie besides like one scene, at least to me. And I'm talking about the ensemble movies because that's what we're talking about. And it was then groundbreaking, and it defined the superhero genre for the postmodern era, I guess you would call it. It hits every mark for me. It hits the action, it hits the character drama without feeling like it's being pulled out of nowhere the way that Age of Ultron does. It hits the character drama makes sense. It doesn't nerf characters per se. You feel like I think it's a perfect, and I go back to this because it's the one thing that stands out to me is like the way that they mix the action with the drama of these characters interacting for the first time, and how exciting it was to go back to like when it first came out, how exciting it was to see that, and how it still holds up to me today. The way that you get excited when Iron Man is fighting Captain America and Thor hits so much harder than any fight I've seen in like Civil War. And I just feel like it's perfect in almost every way that you could ask me, and I don't know, that's just how I feel.
I agree. I think they did the character interactions really well. Like, kind of they immediately started the kind of rivalry between Iron Man and Captain America that comes to a head, and then I don't know, Thor interacting with everyone. I agree. I think the character moments in that movie were good.
Yeah, and it's definitely Joss Whedon's best work. He's done worse before and after. I don't know how he pulled it off with this, but it really just is the peak of those movies for me. And
I
not
prefer
to say,
Justice League.
God,
I have not even seen it. I haven't.
yeah, don't watch it.
I prefer
Snyder Cut.
Aquaman.
Snyder Cut. Snyder Cut
Tier.
finally come out. It will avenge us. Just give him $40 million to finish it. I mean, or HBO Max. Okay, so, all right. So Martin, there you go. That's what we have to say about that. we got another question here. This one is from Javier, and he says, "How do you guys feel about deepfakes in movies? As in, specifically actors being deceased. Well, okay, not specifically, but one thing that I thought of major about this was like actors being deceased and then CGI-ing them in later. How do you guys feel about that?
I mean, in the future, maybe. As it is now, I would always rather have the character die off screen. Like, every single time. It's so weird. Like, when they did it with Leia,
Okay,
I thought it was awful.
No. They did it very well in that, I
I
think.
disagree.
Scorsese
Okay, go
should have
ahead.
hired younger actors. They're too old.
not too
I'm
old,
sorry.
Scorsese.
The Irishman is
In
a tough
the
one.
original Star Wars trilogy, they should have hired a Leia that was 9 years old, so she would be alive in 40 years for the sequel trilogy. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, here's a scenario. Robert Downey Jr. dies tomorrow, and then in 10 years they make an Avengers 8 or something to create like 2 scenes of Robert Downey Jr. using like behind the scenes footage from old movies fakes. Do you think that that should be allowed or not allowed?
I think it depends on the character. I think it depends on the actor that originally played the character.
Okay, let's say
Because someone like Robert Downey Jr. I mean, his personality meshes with the Iron Man character so well. I mean, I don't know exactly how deepfakes work. I mean, maybe you'd be able to simulate that, but I don't know if they'd be able to capture the same kind of tone of the character. I don't know if they'd be able to capture the same personality with a different actor. But
Right.
with someone like Leia in the sequel trilogy, I mean, that was fine. I barely even noticed. Now, I mean, of course, I didn't really like what they did with her character, but I mean, I think the deep faking was fine.
Yeah. Let's say Black Panther 2, comes out and they want 2 scenes of T'Challa before he dies in the movie. How would you feel about that? Or should he die off screen? Someone.
I think that it's totally acceptable, and like obviously with that's gonna happen pretty soon. And I think they are definitely going to do that, because Disney likes doing that. But I think that it's just this technology is only going to get better and better in the future, and it's probably going to be more common. I mean, one thing I'd like to mention is that they're literally making a movie,
A full movie, yeah.
with a deep fake James Dean.
Yeah, that's who
Holy
was
shit.
getting the name. Yeah.
And I'm interested to see how that goes. It could be really cool. I don't know if it will be, but we won't know until it comes out.
I don't know. I think a major thing is like the family. Like if the family's okay with it, Like
Also,
Oh,
if they
like
have
it's-
That's true, yeah.
What if the actor themselves, they may not consent with how the character's portrayed or how they're portrayed in a film?
yeah, that's
you know,
another
so-
aspect. Yeah, they're
Doesn't
dead.
feel
They
right.
can't speak on how they're being. Yeah. I don't know, dude. It's definitely a complex subject.
That's true.
I don't think
I
there's
guess-
necessarily a right answer, but
It's definitely up to the family to make that call. I mean,
Yeah, I'm fine with the family or whoever. I guess whoever their next of kin is or whatever, whoever they were close to. I'm fine with them just choosing outright. Like that seems fine to me.
I think in general, I don't know. I mean, it's not like you're doing anything insulting to the actor. I mean, unless I don't know. Could that be considered insulting to like deepfake someone after they died?
well, I think it goes back to what Manny was saying. Like, not necessarily that it's insulting, but you don't know if that person would perceive it as insulting. Maybe in
What
this
if-
new
yeah.
James Dean movie, they make him. I don't know what the role is, obviously, but let's say he beats his wife in this movie. Maybe he, if he was alive, he wouldn't want to be portrayed like that. But the family thinks it's okay because of whatever blah 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 reason. It goes back to what obviously we can't, communicate. The dead speak. Like the dead don't speak.
Yeah.
Like a little Star Wars reference. Yeah, no, it's complex.
Oh, I guess
Yeah,
How much did we talk about the Leia deepfake?
I
I guess
would
we already
be okay
kind
with
of
talking
covered
about the
that.
Leia deepfake a little more. Because Ben was saying that it's great, and I really just feel like most of the scenes with her, and I don't know if this is because of like directly limitations of the technology or because of how much they had to adjust the scenes around it to make it work, but most of her interaction with other characters just had this like stilted feel to it.
Yeah, I
where
agree.
it just
That's
like the flow of conversation didn't sound like two actual.
Well, because for a lot of it was just her
to me.
lines from like unused episode 8 footage,
Yeah.
right?
Wait, hold on.
So-
I actually,
Felt like
That's
someone
true.
talking
I'm literally
pre-recorded
stupid. I
You
thought
thought you were talking about Rogue One.
no. Well, yeah. The like one I was talking about Rogue One specifically, and then I backed it up thinking that she was dead for Episode 8, which just would not have made sense at all. So Rise of Skywalker sucked. Her scenes in that were bad. She should have died off screen before that movie.
It's just
So
a
I-
shame
she should have died in the middle of episode 8. They had the
thing
perfect
is,
They
opportunity.
That's
should have. They
also
should have
true.
spared her from episode 9. Is what we're
Even
Yeah.
after episode 8, it would have been really easy to kill her off screen because she wasn't doing anything that was necessary to the plot. Really,
Yeah.
like in that movie, she was just kind of there. It feels like just to flex the technology.
Yeah, I think that her
Yeah.
Not like it's technically a
the
movie.
Rogue One looked very good.
That worked.
Yeah,
I
and
think
it was
it was-
That worked
short
perfectly because
still.
it was like 8 seconds long. It's just
Yeah.
her saying like one line.
I
Like, that was
personally
fine.
though, I don't like the idea of killing characters off screen. I mean, maybe sometimes it's going to be necessary, but I think I would rather them. Let's say I think I would rather them have like killed her off right in the beginning of the movie and make that like a big thing to kind of start off the movie, kick the plot, get it going.
I mean,
rather than
Like,
there
just
are a
kill
lot
her
of
off
creative
screen.
ways.
You
There
ever
are a
seen
lot
No
of creative
Country
ways.
for Old Men, Ben? You ever seen No Country for Old Men?
No, I haven't.
All right. I guess no one's seen the movie. All
Well,
right.
I've seen No Country
for
for Old Men.
All right. The joke
What are
is
you
that-
talking about?
Spoiler. They do it in
Well,
the
why would you
creative way for
say
the
that? It's a
storytelling.
spoiler.
All
Sorry,
right.
Ben.
Sorry,
You can bleep
Ben.
it out.
I'm sorry about
All right. Calm
we-
that. But
shit
Ben
down.
heard you.
Shut up for Ben.
Ben heard
Oh,
you.
sorry.
Yeah, I did kind of
Wait,
want to watch
Ben-
that movie, but that's fine. I'm
So
sure
when
it'll
you're
still
saying
be
kill
good.
her off at the beginning, like, do you mean just show like the death scene? Because
No, like have
Don't-
it happen
Jesus.
like 15 minutes in, like set it up a little bit.
but
But
that means
Say
that you
goodbye,
have to cram
Carrie
all of
Fisher.
the context into 15 minutes.
Hold a gun to her
Okay.
deep faked head.
yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I feel like they could pull it off.
Yeah, I feel like it's doable, but the way I see it, killing them off screen is a degree of flexibility. Like, it gives them a lot of creative flexibility because they can do anything there. Whereas if they're gonna have a major plot line where she has to have died in the first 15 minutes, it just means that they have to adjust everything else around that. It feels like
That's
I don't know.
fair.
It could
And
be
I
wrong, but-
might be biased because I think
'Cause
so
I'm
much
just
guy.
so much
Different
already
demographic.
happened off screen in the Rise of Skywalker, and it just made the movie horrible. Like I don't know.
Rise of Skywalker.
Like-
Anyone here actually
like-
like that movie?
No, God, no. I hope nobody did.
Connor, where you at?
I'm here. I didn't really like any of the new Star Wars movies all that much.
Well, you're 2/3 right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you guys talking about The Force Awakens or The Last Jedi?
Nah, bro.
Both of The Force Awakens
Mm,
sucks, is what I'm saying.
nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's
Last
awful.
Jedi is a masterpiece, bro.
Last
um,
Jedi is the best Star Wars movie.
Second or third best, maybe. But
I think it's.
I'm often
I think
into
it's
first best.
decent.
Right
I
now,
honestly enjoyed
when I'm
Last
looking
Jedi.
back at it, which
Look
one would I
back at
want to
it.
rewatch? Which one would I want to rewatch the most?
Yeah, that.
The Last
that-
Jedi.
The Last Jedi. Last Jedi.
That's fair.
Because-
Star Wars
CI.
movies, it's the scenes with Kylo Ren and Rey, like just the two of them, and then it's just a bunch
Just
of
the
waiting
two.
between those scenes with this other stuff going on the screen.
Yeah, that's why the movie was really good in some ways, but just annoyed me in some other ways. Like the Leia scene.
I
Oh god,
hated
that
that Leia
Say
scene.
it. Say it,
awful.
Ben. Say casino scene. Go ahead. I dare you to say casino scene.
Overall, I thought the
casino
Last Jedi was the
scene.
best.
He
one.
did it! He
Oh.
fucking did it!
Wow, I'm so surprised that you would say that, Ben.
Oh yeah, I know. I mean, most people consider that like one of the
Yes.
greatest cinematic moments in the history of filmmaking. And then like giant plot hole where the stupid purple hair lady for some reason doesn't tell them what's happening for no reason that
Right.
I can discern.
They put
But I-
very little effort into like
Yeah,
that.
they-
Yeah,
whole
no,
segment
I'm not
of the
gonna
movie.
I'm not gonna say that's not true. I'm not saying that couldn't have been clearer, but unless
So
he
I,
doesn't have
I thought
flaws.
I thought it was a good movie, but
think,
I don't think
Ryan
it's
Johnson.
it's not a great one.
I think Ryan Johnson put more effort into storytelling than J.J. Abrams or George Lucas ever did. So,
Yeah,
That's fair.
I probably agree with that.
Nabil, I
Fuck
have a-
J.J.
I'm not,
Abrams.
he may have
Yeah, go ahead.
missed. He may have missed, but he took more risks than anyone else, and for
Manny?
that, I love him.
after you're done.
I still like Rogue One better.
Okay, Manny, go ahead.
How accurate is the film, bro?
What?
What does that mean?
Does anyone know what the film, bro is?
How
The
accurate
film,
is the film, bro?
Isn't that a reviewer?
No.
No. I don't know
Never
what
mind,
you're
Hey
talking
guys,
Step
welcome
back,
back to another episode
All right,
of
cut
Film
that.
Bro.
Cut that. Jesus fuck, Manny, get
Oh,
off
bro,
the podcast.
how good is the film, bro?
All right, guys, great talk about Star Wars. I'm really glad that no one interjected with some sort of weird film. Never mind. Okay. Connor Park is going to be doing a little something for us. As you guys might know, we're going to take a little intermission here in the podcast because Kevin Zhu won the Bad Boys DVD giveaway. So congratulations, Kevin Zhu. We're going to go ahead and call Kevin right now, live on the podcast, and
Yeah.
Eastern Standard Time, just to let him know that he has won this Blu-ray and that it'll be mailed to him at his earliest convenience. So Connor, go ahead and...
You went straight to voicemail. Let's
Well,
try
you're
it
Can you
again.
leave a
gonna keep
voicemail?
calling him repeatedly now.
Come on, Kevin. Come on, Kevin.
Please
Yeah.
leave your message.
Guys, Kevin did not pick up. We're going to try him again really soon. So let's continue with the podcast. Okay, guys, we answered that question about deepfakes. Thanks for that question. We have another question from Martin. When do you guys think theaters are going to reopen? Martin, I'm
Started
gonna...
to?
So here's the scenario as I understand it. Tenet came out in late August, and when that happened, about 50% of theaters probably opened up for Tenet. Tenet bombed, as you might expect.
Did any
And-
of you see Tenet?
Nope.
I don't think I've heard someone say literally anything about it.
Because no one wants to die to go see.
I mean,
Tenet.
I saw a Nolan movie in theaters. But
Well, actually, Manny saw something, right?
I saw Dark Knight, but that's because I was the only one there.
Yeah. So Manny saw there was an anniversary release of Dark Knight, and he saw that he was the only person who would be in the theater, so he went and saw it. How was that?
Amazing. I
That's
really
Yeah, I
actually
would
awesome.
love.
for
I would love
any
to see
film.
that.
I really recommend that for any film that's old and they announce a re-release. It's definitely worth getting the theater experience for it.
Dude, I
Especially
want-
if you're the only one in the theater. That's gotta be.
Watching
Pretty
movies
fucking
alone in the
cool.
theater is so fun.
That is facts.
We've had this talk on the podcast before. I
Has
revealed
anyone had any
things about
weird
myself.
theater experiences? Besides Man
Kumiving and in
No. Oh,
Eli.
the theater, you know.
G-Li, B-Li, Pat Rat, Gummy, Kanda. Okay. So, so Tenet bombed, and theaters closed again after that because once every major studio saw that Tenet bombed, everything that was set for the rest of the year, major-wise, was moved. So, James Bond was moved to next year. Wonder Woman was moved to next year again. Black Widow, again, I believe. And also, I guess kind of part of that, the Batman got moved from October 2020 to March 2021. sad.
Bullshit.
It's pretty sad.
Wait, it was supposed to come out this month.
Sorry. It got
What?
moved.
Wait, what?
Sorry. I misspoke on my notes. It moved from October 2021 to March 2022.
Okay, that's what I thought.
It's just still, it's sad. It's sad. But yeah, do I think theaters are going to reopen? I said this on the live stream. I think that the only way they're going to reopen at this point is if there's a vaccine before the summer, and a reliable one, obviously. But yeah, I can't see it opening with the way that things are going to be with COVID.
I think it's gonna take a while. I think theaters are probably gonna be one of the last things to reopen, especially because what you said. If they saw that Tenet bombed, then nobody's gonna want to be the first one to take that risk.
Right.
So
And,
it's probably gonna be they're gonna reopen once things are more or less back to normal. I could be wrong though.
I think the other question is, could it be more than that? Because, Disney had a board meeting yesterday or the day before, and they said that they're planning to majorly restructure their theatrical releases to focus on streaming. And if Disney's doing that, that's not a good sign for theaters. Like, could this be the end of theaters? Like,
Huh.
I don't know.
Yeah,
What
that's actually so fucked. I mean, did you see like what they did with Mulan?
Yeah, they moved it. So instead of coming out in like October or whatever, they moved it to Disney Plus. But not just Disney Plus. You have to pay $30.
$30 fucking dollars.
On top of
Did
that.
it make anything?
It made a fuck ton of money, and that's why
Really?
they're gonna do it. It's because it made so much money.
I don't know
Because
if
they
it's
were
wow,
selling it for $30.
on top of the Disney Plus subscription. You have to buy Disney Plus and pay $30.
That's absurd.
That's ridiculous.
And kid, you don't understand the power of Disney, dude. Parents, like, this is just like, you buy it and you put it on for your kid, like, like it's that kind of, I don't know. The whole like societal kind of thing around Disney baffles me, but I don't know.
Obviously, I think, this won't kill off theaters, but it very well might scale them down a lot.
Yeah, it might be like
There might be a lot of them closing, and if not all of them close, there's going to be
question is,
smaller ones. They won't have movies out for as long.
Before COVID, there was talk of Amazon, I believe it was, like buying maybe either a theater chain or opening their own theaters where they only showed like their releases. And that would obviously be terrible. But
Yeah.
could COVID have made that easier? Do you think that, there's a possibility that what if fucking Apple decides to buy AMC because they can, especially with COVID, and then just open their movies exclusively in AMC theaters, however the situation is post-COVID?
I just have trouble seeing it make money.
Yeah, I can't see how that would do well.
Right, but think about it like this, right? Let's say Disney, which they said they're reorganizing or going to start reorganizing if things don't change, right? If their stuff starts to go mostly to like 80% streaming, theaters won't have the, a Marvel movie to open up on or a certain Star Wars movie, maybe besides like the really big ones, right? So you already have theaters depending on that. And if that's gone, what is there? You know what I'm saying? Like, and theaters already make nothing,
Yeah.
Theaters make concessions, basically. Like, that's it. So.
That's true.
I don't know, dude. Nothing's out of question. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. I think one way or another, you're probably right. Theaters are going to be closing left and right, and something's going to have to change with how the theater industry is structured. Something's going to have to change there.
Right.
But I think, it's possible that, some companies start buying theater chains and only selling their movies there. Actually, I guess maybe that could work, because
I just don't know how you're going to get enough people in the door that way. Because regular movie theaters have all the movies.
Well,
and they
but
still
like
aren't
Nabil,
that
like
profitable.
Nabil said, they only make money off concessions,
Yeah,
basically.
but that'll be the case. That'll still be the case if it's owned by a movie studio.
Well, I think if it's owned
maybe
by a
'cause
movie
it's-
studio and they're putting out only their movies, they make what they're making off their movie plus concessions because they own the theater, right?
Exactly.
I don't know.
So they're gonna be able to keep it open.
I'm not necessarily saying that, if Apple were to buy it, they'd be like, oh, it's really profitable. I think that they're going to buy it just to buy it more so than anything,
Yeah.
Less that they need it. Like, they don't need it. Like, Amazon doesn't need it. Netflix doesn't need it. Actually, Netflix doesn't need it. But,
Yeah. I personally, though, I think it's more likely that companies are going to go the Mulan route.
yeah, this might be the end of theaters. And theaters might just become a niche, like, thing where there's only, like, one every 100 miles. Like, I don't know.
I feel like people are really, really attracted to seeing things on the big screen, though. I really like it. And I feel
I
like
agree.
I feel like it's
everyone
gonna
here
get.
agrees.
I feel like the movie theater industry is gonna get real messy here, and it already has, obviously. But I feel like when things are like just running, everything's running the same again. I think
If that happens.
I feel like it'll happen. It'll happen to a big enough degree that I think theaters will eventually be able to go back to roughly how they are now.
Or how they were
hope so.
before COVID.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I hope so. Well,
Yeah.
it was really close of was a really good situation. Rise of Skywalker was almost the last movie I'd seen in theaters, but luckily I saw Uncut Gems after that. So
That would be
Thank
Yeah.
God.
I don't know what the last one I saw was.
no, I
May
can-
well have been Uncut Gems.
I think Uncut Gems might be the last movie I saw in theaters too. That was a good one to go out on.
yeah.
Fucking love that movie.
All right. Have people here seen Shutter Island?
Nope.
No.
Okay, well, we
Oh.
can't spoil it then. But the question was about the ending of Shutter Island, and well, I can't spoil it. So sorry,
I
Javier.
read Shutter Island, but I don't remember it that well.
Okay, can you be whoever has read or seen it as vaguely as possible? The question is the end real or not? That's the question. As vaguely as possible without spoiling the movie. Can you answer
Just
that?
a yes or no. Yes or no.
Be even
Yeah,
vaguer than that.
Bro, I read it in like middle school. I can't even remember what I thought.
I'll be really vague. Maybe.
That's good.
All right.
That's
There's
good.
your
Good
answer,
one. There's your
Javier.
answer, Javier.
All right.
See you next time. All right.
Good to
Next
clear that one up.
Next question comes from James Kim. I think the way he phrased it was ironic. Is Monsters vs. Aliens the best movie of all time? But what do we think of Monsters vs. Aliens?
I was a big fan. I saw it when I was younger with my family. Very, very solid, wholesome movie. Good all around. Some funny scenes.
Wholesome.
It has been a minute and a half since I've seen that movie.
I saw it when I was real little, and I think I remember liking it. So, hell of a movie.
It really was kind of that end of the DreamWorks era, wasn't it? You know, that was probably the last big good movie they had.
Yeah, it's like such an irrelevant movie, but somehow in my mind is also like incredibly relevant.
I feel
But
like
I
it is
can't say
underrated.
why.
I think it's
Their
underrated.
last good movie? Okay.
I'm just going off
This
the top
might
of my
be
head.
controversial here.
Well,
But
Shrek Forever
The
After.
original Despicable Me
oh,
Despicable
true.
Me was really good.
was great.
Wait, that's not DreamWorks. That's Illumination.
They're different? What the fuck?
Yes.
Oh. Damn. Never
Yeah,
mind.
Okay, Ben Casey, dumbass.
Nice
Get
try.
out. Get out.
That
Get
is
out of it.
Megamind DreamWorks.
We are going to steal. Pause for dramatic effect.
Oh.
Yo,
Wow.
is Megamind DreamWorks?
Yes.
Megamind was a banger. I think Megamind was genuinely very good.
I haven't seen it in such a long time. I want to
Boss
rewatch it.
baby, no.
I think it was better than and it's in the same
All
general
right. What's
area.
everyone's favorite DreamWorks movies with barring Shrek?
I have to check which movies are DreamWorks, and then I will.
Yeah,
say-
so do
Holy
I.
shit. Prince
I
of
do as well.
Egypt is DreamWorks. That's my favorite.
Prince of Egypt slapped.
That movie is fucking awesome. It's religious propaganda for sure, but I love it. I'll eat it up. The music in it?
Shut
Does
the
anyone
fuck
else?
away.
You
Wallace and Gromit: The Curse of the Were Rabbit is.
I love. Wallace and Gromit. Let me tell
I
you though,
love
Wallace and Gromit
Wallace and Gromit. Curse of the
far
Were
and away
Rabbit was
in its shorts, not in Were Rabbit.
yeah. Were Rabbit was not the best Wallace and Gromit movie.
No.
Personally, I have not now that I'm looking through the DreamWorks kind of roster of movies, I've not seen quite a few of these. I'd say Road to El Dorado. I really liked that one.
Oh
Oh.
shit, that movie
Are you
is
talking
great.
specifically about animated or live action as well?
Aren't there
What?
animated movie?
I'm sorry to break it to you, but Madagascar was not live action.
Well, that's first of all just not true. It's definitely real. It's a documentary.
Wait, Ben Stiller wasn't. He wasn't actually. He.
How do we all feel about
I gotta
Madagascar?
say, Megamind is up there, dude. If we're not gonna recommend Megamind was
Megamind
awesome.
would be my top.
The Fuson is coming! No, Madagascar slaps,
yeah,
dude.
Madagascar's good.
Madagascar is good. I also like Chicken Run, but I don't know how many people have seen that.
Oh, I've seen
I
Chicken
saw
Run,
it when
dude.
I was
That
little.
movie's
but
kind of
just-
chaotic, neutral.
I'm-
What's the?
Yeah, I honestly really liked it.
I'm gonna give a little
I remember
fun
liking
fact.
it, but I don't remember it.
Alright. I'm gonna give a little fun fact about Madagascar 3. I may have mentioned this on the podcast before. Written by Noah Baumbach. He says that he
Wow, it's
specifically
better than Major's Marriage Story too.
he
so.
specifically wrote Madagascar 3 to get money to pay for the divorce that he wrote Marriage Story about.
I heard that he
That's
wrote.
epic.
That for
I heard that he wrote
shit.
Marriage Story to pay for like a new car or something. I don't know.
He wrote it to create the best movie of 2019.
Yeah, I know. Whoa.
Whoa, best movie of 20? Okay. I still
Yes.
haven't seen it. I need to watch it.
It's great.
But I'm sure once I watch
It's
it,
okay.
I still won't like it
There's
as much
no
as Lighthouse.
way.
Right.
Best movie of 2019.
If you don't
Yeah.
have divorced parents trauma, don't fucking talk to me about it,
You
alright?
just said it was the
Divorced
best
Parents
movie of
Trauma
all the
doesn't
movies
make
in
it a better
2019.
movie.
It
Yeah.
fucking does!
It can make it your favorite, but you
Doesn't
can't
make
say
it a better
you're
movie.
wrong about how good it is because
Alright. When you can have a deep personal connection to a movie, it does make it a better movie.
I'm not disagreeing. I understand that. But I think what Cooper says also
I don't
holds to a
think
certain
that
degree.
anyone who can't directly, personally relate to a movie to say that anybody who doesn't have that connection can't judge a movie versus other movies.
No, I will say that. This is a hot take, but like I think that this is why like privileged people shouldn't. I'm not saying like anybody. I'm saying in general. This is not like I'm attacking people, but no, I'm saying like privileged people should not be allowed to enjoy art because they cannot actually appreciate
What the?
what it's for. This is my opinion, but like
Your actual opinion in real life.
yes. I'm being
Wait, we're not
slightly
doing this for the podcast,
I'm
or?
slightly joking about like they can't enjoy art, but like I mean to say that like if you have more experiences that people create art about, you can appreciate more than other people. So some people might not get something because they don't have the same experiences.
B
So
movie
what you're
opens
saying
Friday.
is if I haven't been engaged in bestiality, I can't fully enjoy the B movie.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Okay. Well,
Vanessa, you gotta come back, Vanessa.
time to
All right.
time to go to the zoo. Oh.
What?
The fuck up me?
Fucking animal. I don't know, dude.
Did anyone see Penguins in Madagascar? Connor, can we give Kevin another call real quick before we move on to the next topic?
Yes.
And while he does that, can Ben like drop a beat or something, or do just some sort of
What?
No.
Like elevator music? Like
yeah? Can you just like make some elevator music?
Oh, Ben, you want to hear something weird about people with divorced parents trauma and Marriage Story?
Yeah.
Both of my parents hated it.
No.
Like, I don't
Hello,
know.
Kevin?
My dad
Wait,
absolutely
wait.
hated
Kevin,
it.
this is Connor Park.
Yeah, what is it?
So I have
I
you.
don't think my phone recognizes your number.
Oh,
What is
funny.
it?
But yeah,
Connor,
so
sorry
I
about
have you on Nabil's Filmatic podcast right now to announce to you that you are the winner of the sweepstakes and you have won the
Bad Boys
DVD, I believe.
Bad
Yes,
Boys.
you won a DVD.
Okay. Alright.
How do you feel?
Oh, I'm honestly so grateful that I was chosen. Yeah, it's been a while since I've talked to him.
Yeah,
Great.
well, Nabil says that he will get back to you soon about receiving that prize. Kevin, thank you very much for being on the podcast tonight. It's been wonderful talking to you.
Thank you for calling me.
Of course. All right, have a good night, Kevin.
Good night.
You know, he sounded so thrilled, and that's what I really love about this podcast.
he sounded like he'd just woken up.
Wow, it was so great to hear from Kevin, and I loved catching up with him like that. I couldn't be on the phone because of our technical difficulties, but you too could be the next person live on this podcast. Okay, I'm here to announce to you that Kevin was the winner of the Bad Boys podcast. DVD. I will be giving away an unopened Blu-ray DVD of Mr. and Mrs. Smith, starring Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie, which includes
Holy shit.
$10 Hollywood movie money towards the A-Team, Night and Day, or Predators. At participating theaters, it expires August 31st, 2010, so use it well as quick as you can. It's gonna be going out. So all you have to do to get this DVD is to comment on the Instagram post regarding this specific podcast. All you have to comment is
Would you shut up, man?
all you have to comment is would you shut up, man, and hashtag Brad Pitt for life with number 4. When you comment that, you'll be entered into the sweepstakes. We'll do a random draw of all the people who do that, so probably one person, and you'll be the next winner of the Filmatic giveaway, and we'll call you live on the podcast next time to announce it. So go ahead and do that. I repeat, you comment, will you shut up, man? Hashtag Brad Pitt for life. And comment that on the latest Instagram post.
Nabil, am I allowed to enter?
No. See, okay, let me explain some rules.
Everyone except Ben Casey is eligible. I'm
Nope,
declaring this. It's now been said on the podcast. It is law.
If you're a regular podcaster on this podcast, specifically if you've been on the current episode, But again, if you've been on the podcast at all, just don't do this. Please. We're trying to get some outreach here. But yeah, you're ineligible, and your comment will be reported as sexual harassment. So don't comment. Don't comment. Don't
All I'm
comment
saying
because
is,
I will
I
pursue.
know where your apartment is. So watch yourself.
I can get your Instagram profile taken down like that. All right. So just be careful what you do. And this is such a great prize because it includes that Hollywood movie money towards 3 movies. And it doesn't even expire until August 2010. So you got time.
August 2000. What?
Wait a minute.
So please do that. And back to the podcast.
I think you should also clarify that Kevin can't win it again.
Oh,
I
also,
think Kevin should be able to win all of them. That would be cool.
nope, Kevin. I don't think Kevin wants to win it. I didn't mean that because Kevin. I didn't mean to wake you up, bro. But come on, could have been a little worse. Back to the podcast. Okay, we got another question here, guys, and it comes from Zeffy, who made this lovely podcast art, the new podcast art. You might have seen it, and she wants to know our thoughts on some Halloween movies. So I guess firstly, more generally, but also she had a specific question: Nightmare Before Christmas versus Coraline. And our thoughts on that. So let's go ahead.
That's a tough one.
So long since I've seen Nightmare Before
It's been
Christmas.
too long since I've seen Coraline.
It's been too long since I've been
So
a
if you
hot top.
combine me and Ben, we can have a good opinion.
I'm gonna say that I prefer Nightmare Before Christmas for nostalgia reasons, but I prefer Coraline as a better movie, more creative, more unique, more its own. It's like a new thing. It's just so fun.
I think it's a crime to show Coraline to kids, dude. That shit's creepy as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Fucking
that
awesome.
kind of scarred me for a while. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
Dude, that scene with so many scenes in the movie, but
yeah.
it's fucking.
But as a piece of art, definitely pretty insane. I haven't seen Nightmare Before Christmas.
Really?
I'm not white, so I just haven't. That's what
All
someone
right.
told me. Someone told me that. But anyway, what is it like? What's it all about? Is that the one with Jack Skeletor or something?
Yeah.
Skeletor.
Seriously, what's it?
Do I tell him?
I'll let you decide, Ben. I trust you.
What?
Are we gonna break it?
Basically, there's this place called Halloween Town.
Oh boy.
Wait, is that what it's called? Or is that... Oh! Okay, well that just made me think of... Have any of you seen the Halloween Town movies?
Yeah.
Which is Disney Channel originals.
Yeah,
That
I think
shit.
so.
That's what I love. I love those Halloween movies. My
I bet you
favorite
love.
Halloween.
But you love Twitches too, don't you?
I do fucking love Twitches.
Uh-huh.
Twitches 2? Holy shit. Both so good. Okay, anyway. Basically, in Nightmare Before Christmas, there's this Halloween town where they, celebrate Halloween every day. And then, there's, a bunch of, creepy characters, and they're all fun. Similar to Coraline, in a way.
Not nearly as
And-
creepy though. More fun, less creepy.
Yeah, more
So,
fun, for
overall.
sure. It's and it's also, there's a lot of good music in it. I'd say it's a lot more musical than Coraline also. It's claymation, directed by Tim Burton, which is pretty cool.
Oh,
Essentially,
Johnny Depp in it?
Yes? I think he
Oh,
voiced Jack
see?
Skellington.
How do I know? Because Tim Burton.
Wait, no, maybe. I could just be completely wrong on that.
Isn't this one of your favorite movies?
Never said it was one of my favorite movies. No, he's voiced by Danny Elfman, so I don't know why. But
What?
that actually brings up something. Yeah, I'm just completely wrong. I lied. Danny Elfman is his singing voice, but Chris Sarandon is his speaking voice. So I don't know anything.
I didn't know Danny Elfman could sing, so go figure.
Oh,
Good for
Danny
him.
Elfman's badass. He does the whole score for it, and the music in the film is incredible. The art direction is great. The story is really fun. Basically, Jack discovers these fucking doors that lead to other holiday towns, and it's hinted that there's an Easter town and all this different stuff. And he goes and finds out about Christmas, and then tries to bring Christmas back to Halloween Town, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah, so they're trying to take over Christmas and do it instead of Christmas Town.
Mm,
And
Yeah.
he
Gotcha.
is trying to do Santa's job, and it doesn't go so hot because they're not very good at it.
I think it's an allegory for not mixing or something like that, right?
Something like that. And the bad guy is
Jesus.
Boogie, and he's cool, and he's the best part.
Basically, stay with your people.
You don't believe
Nice.
Yeah, I don't think that's what Filmatic should be.
that? Manny Ray
Really?
canceled.
We're the bad guys.
It's what we do. Okay, so what about other Halloween movies? That was part of her question. Because Halloween's coming up. We were gonna do a specific episode. Maybe we will. Maybe we won't. So let's just talk about it now. Halloween movies. What are some you like? What are some you don't?
Halloween
First,
itself, I think, is one of the best of the horror movies of this.
You're goddamn right.
I think
Halloween,
it's good. I think
the original.
it's probably the best of like that group of classic horror films.
Absolutely.
True.
It's way
Agreed.
better than fucking
Elm Street's
Jason,
terrible.
Nightmare on Elm Street. I fucking despise those movies. I think they're somewhat enjoyable to watch, but I don't think they're good movies. The original Halloween is a good movie.
Yeah,
It's
I
not
like
just
that
a good Halloween movie. It's a good movie. It's a good horror movie. It's so
see the
well
new
done.
one?
The new one, I actually really enjoy also. It's obviously very different, but I like their take on it. Definitely like that remake more than the late 2000s remakes by Rob Zombie that were just fucking weird and awful. So, also, that's a very funny Nog memory night is when we all went to see Halloween. So, good
Oh, you were
memories
there?
of that. Yeah, I was there, you bitch.
I don't remember. I was tired.
Oh, you were tired?
Yeah.
I was a little tired.
So yeah, Halloween movies. Manny, Halloween versus Friday the 13th. I feel like you're the guy to talk to about this. What are your thoughts?
I mean, yeah, obviously,
I know
Friday the 13th is way more camp. You could argue maybe the first one obviously has originality, but like after that point, it's like you really need a 12th and a 13th and a 14th and a 15th. And also Halloween is the original slasher film.
Mhm.
Halloween is the original, so you have to give credit where credit's due. Props to Mike Myers, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, John Carpenter, my dude.
You guys remember there was one that they always showed on Cartoon Network every year where it's like there's some witch lady and she always has a party with all her Halloween friends, and then some little girl happens upon their Halloween party and becomes friends with them. You guys know
Sounds
what I'm
vaguely familiar.
saying? And it's CGI, but it's like pretty choppy looking.
No, I kind of know what you're talking about, but I don't remember.
And every year Catch a Flick with the Flicks, and it was always that movie.
Mm-hmm. You ever see the show on Cartoon Network, The Grim Reaper?
Billy and Mandy.
Yeah, Billy and Mandy. What do you think about
Pretty
that?
good.
Wow, this is okay.
Where's her?
Connor Park.
Yes, sir.
What movie do you like to watch on Halloween?
Well, I recently watched a film called Would You Rather. It was quite the slasher film, quite enjoyable. A lot of good twists to the plot. I'm not gonna spoil anything for those that haven't seen it, but it is quite the interesting movie. Very emotional plot line and enough action to keep you interested and scared the whole time.
Oh, I have a question then. This might open
Yes,
up
sir.
things. Not for you. But,
Oh.
Smacked.
Why do you think, if you look at these horror films from the 80s, a big motif is sex and teens? Why do you think that is? The killers always target kids banging and shit.
I mean, aren't they making all their money off of high school kids? And high school kids like their demographic and sex.
Exactly, they know that those people are going to come see it, so they can push their message, right?
Yeah, I feel like that's who they're making money off of.
Something I watched recently was this movie called The Cabin in the Woods. Has anyone seen it?
I have not. Is that the almost parody one, or am I thinking of something
Is
else?
is that the one day you were telling me you really liked Uncle Tom's Cabin or something like that?
Alright, no, I was not... Jesus. It is almost like a parody. I wouldn't say it's like... It's not like a fucking, like, scary movie, like, parody type, but the whole concept is that... this is kind of a spoiler, but I just want to talk about it.
No.
basically, like, these friends are, like, set up to go to this specific cabin,
In the
and then
woods.
in the woods. And you find out that, like, this company is running, a bunch of different places like this all over the world, to sacrifice, like, young adults to the gods. And they all, like, bet on, like, this, like, the people in the company, who are, like, surveilling, the kids, like, bet on the different, like, shit that will happen. There'll be, like, ooh, which, like, relic will they fuck with and bring, like, a certain, like, will it be, like, these fucking, like, hillbilly zombies or vampires or fucking, like, different things. And, yeah, there's, like, a lot of crazy shit in the movie, but I wasn't expecting to be that good, because, like, watching the beginning of it, I was like, oh, this is, like, so cheesy and bad. But then it's like they're playing off all of those things purposefully, and it was, like, actually very well done. I would highly recommend it to anyone.
Cool. Speaking of movies about In the Woods, you guys ever see The
Speaking
Witch?
of movies on the Filmatic podcast, we're talking about movies. All right.
Have you guys seen Gladiator? He's back now.
Okay, what?
Everybody, daily
Russell Crowe?
email Gladiator to glad he's eaten.
That's pretty funny. Is Russell Crowe just a larger man now?
It's kind of just being kind of mean to him. I don't know if he's fat because it's like for a movie or he's.
I don't know. I think he put in his
Fat
time
now?
of, like, being in shape, you know? As far as Hollywood goes, like, Gladiator was pretty insane. You know? I mean, he didn't have to go through the whole superhero treatment that I guess celebrities have to do now.
Well,
but
he almost had the Dark Universe wrapped around his
almost. So
neck.
close to being Dr. Jekyll and Hyde.
But
God.
yeah.
Yeah. But, yeah, I mean, Gladiator is great. It's good to hear that he's doing well. I'm sad that they're making fun of him, but you know how it be. Russell Crowe. Anybody seen The Witch?
The who?
I did not.
Robert Eggers' first film.
Do you
before
mean the
Lighthouse.
bitch?
Oh, the bitch.
The
It's
what?
spelled with two V's. So
That was
Anyway.
funny. That was funny.
Thanks.
it's not a joke. Yeah, it's pretty great. It really lays the groundwork for what he does with the Lighthouse, which I know a lot of us have seen, and that also kind of counts in a way as a horror movie. So if you haven't seen the Lighthouse, now would be a great time to watch it for Halloween. You know, what did people think of that? Best movie of
love The
2019.
Lighthouse.
Yeah.
Best movie of 2019.
For
I
sure.
missed it.
What experience
That's
do you
so
guys
bummer.
have as wikis? I don't think you can really talk about that.
Yeah, that's true. I can't really experience the art of the movie because I've never been to a
Look.
lighthouse. The Lighthouse, I thought it was so good. It was a little bit hard to. You almost, when you start watching it, you almost have to adjust to it because their
Mhm.
accents are so thick. It's almost hard to understand
It
what
was
they're
so hard.
saying.
Look, dude, I went into that movie literally knowing nothing about it. All I knew was that it was a black and white movie starring Willem Dafoe and Robert Pattinson and Evan. I just went with Evan Lamol to see that movie, and I was so like, it was like I was in another. Because you don't, and Manny could talk about this. Is like nowadays with trailers and social media, like you get so familiar with a movie before you get to see it, you know. And to go
Yeah.
back to that era of like not even just going to a movie blind, it's like it's really like being transported into another world, especially with this movie, you know. And like you said, with their accents and the aspect ratio and all of that, it is jarring in the best way possible. And
Yeah, it was also so immersive.
Mm-hmm.
It just pulled you in.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of getting pulled in, I'll be honest, guys. I while watching The Lighthouse, and I regret that because I've only seen it that one time, and I want to watch it again because I was a little distracted. But I did really enjoy the film. And I just, that's all.
Who puts on a movie that's supposed to be good while they bang?
Why would you
What?
put on the Lighthouse when you're gonna?
I wasn't
you
trying.
just
I
dropped
wasn't.
it.
Fell? You just slipped?
I did. I was pulled in. All right.
his kind of worked its way out of his pants of its own accord and just found its way
We
in.
can cut this out if we think it's too big of a spoiler. But you're telling me that when Robert Pattinson was
I
on
haven't
screen-
seen it, don't spoil it!
Oh, sorry.
Do you want me to just leave for a minute?
No, it's okay. It's okay. I just want to know how you could. He heard me. He heard what I said.
Okay.
How could you watch that and just be like at the same time? Like what? How did that work? How did
You
how
know,
did
it's
that
more like the it was more like the like Robert Pattinson scenes that were more, you know.
Oh, those kind of got you going.
Yeah.
There wasn't really any. But trust me,
There
shit.
wasn't any. I guarantee.
yeah.
There was.
How would you know?
He was watching more closely than you. I swear you. He was actually just turned on only by the movie.
We were watching it on a laptop. All right.
He's
And
Benjamin,
we were
what
spooning. And
Please.
say,
All right, this is a podcast about movies, Ben, not your sex life. You don't gotta.
see,
Too late.
it frequently
You don't
comes up.
It comes up
Right,
every
that's right.
episode. Every episode he's in, it comes up.
We have
Like,
some
really?
yes, we have some
It coming up
constants
and
here
you
on
bringing it up
Filmatic
are two
Ben
different
Becker.
things, Benjamin.
Right? We have some constants. It goes Ben having sex during a movie, Ben talking about Tom Holland Spider-Man, and Ben saying the word kumai, and shive and farv. And that's really all you need. Those are our motifs.
All right. Well, those aren't too bad in the way of motif side. I guess those are
I didn't even
acceptable.
know what the last couple meant.
You don't know what kumai and shive
Oh, please don't get him started,
kumai
Shaper.
and farving.
Yeah, actually, yeah, I know what they are. So
And
you don't gotta get
shive.
started.
Yeah, you do know what
Yeah,
they are.
I know what they
alright?
are. It's cool. You don't gotta
Thank
get
you.
started.
It means and shit and fart
Okay,
and pie.
Whoa, look at this
Okay.
movie news. Movie news
Movie
time.
news,
Boom, boom, boom,
incoming.
boom, boom.
Movie news.
Hey,
someone,
have you guys,
someone remove Ben
have
Casey
you
from the call.
guys, have you guys seen Coming to America? Have you guys seen it? It's a great movie.
Yes.
Eddie
I
Murphy.
love that movie.
Did you know they're making? Well, they finished the second one, filming the second one, and
They did a
Amazon.
sequel?
Yeah, and Amazon is in final negotiations to acquire it. So how do you feel about that, Ben?
Is it? I mean, it has Eddie Murphy in it, right?
Yeah,
Oh fuck yes.
I think it's great.
That's how old is that movie? That's got to
Like
be
mid '80s.
mid '80s, right? Yeah. Okay.
So yeah,
I
I
think that's really cool. I'm excited to see what they do with it. It's been a little while since I've seen Coming to America. I don't remember it that well, but
think it's an essential watch, really.
Oh,
as far as
definitely.
comedy movies, yeah.
one
I'm
of
glad.
the two best Eddie Murphy movies. The other being the I can't remember the name, but
Eddie Baker? Why'd you laugh?
switching places, trading places.
You're laughing. He's talking about Daddy Dare. You're laughing. No, but I'm really glad that Eddie Murphy's kind of, I don't know about how COVID impacted stuff, but making a comeback, you know? Dolomite
Yeah.
is My Name was great. He was great in that. I heard that he's working on stand-up soon, and this was something he's been working on. So it's really exciting times for Eddie Murphy to be back, and I'm happy. I'm excited for Coming to America 2, which I think it might be called Coming to America, if I'm not mistaken. But, yeah,
Okay.
like Coming to, like
Yeah.
Like kumiving to America.
I knew you were gonna say that. So
Okay. You already talked about it once, then. Gotta get too.
Actually,
deep
I
into
think
the
I've said kumiving like 4
It's
or
been
5 times.
Definitely more than 4 times.
I don't even know if I should censor it anymore. Like
No, I think it's good.
Gal Gadot is gonna be playing Cleopatra in an upcoming movie directed by Patty Jenkins. How do you guys feel about that?
I don't got an opinion on that. I don't know.
Look, man, I'm just reading the movie news. I don't know what to tell
Sounds
you.
kind of sick, not gonna lie.
Yeah,
She do
that
be
sounds like
hot,
it'd be cool.
So like,
She do
Yes,
be
sir.
attractive. There you go. That's all you need. That's all
Heard it
we
here
value.
first.
That's all.
Filmatic podcast.
That's
Gal
all we
Gadot.
value in our female actors.
Gal Gadot is a Zionist, so we don't
Whoa,
like her.
whoa,
Their
whoa.
bodies.
simmer down
You heard
there, man.
it here first. Filmatic sexist podcast.
Yeah.
We don't have any women on here.
Oh,
We
don't
don't
say
plan
that.
on having.
I would love. There's nothing. Look, no one loves women more than me. Okay. And,
Attaboy.
I learned
When
from the
you're
best.
when you're the Filmatic
They
podcast,
let you do it.
Actually, we should get like Skylon here or something though. But
How do
anyways,
To go back to this theater thing, I'm reading this now. This would have been good to bring up then, but I hadn't seen it until now. AMC are saying that cash resources are to be largely depleted in the next month or two.
Oh shit! So they're gonna go bankrupt like now.
Yeah. So that's
Damn.
pretty.
Well,
Well, guys, I'll see you on Disney Plus, I guess. I mean, I don't know. It's just
yeah. See you paying $30 per movie on Disney Plus. Oh my god.
that's just highway robbery, dude. Like compared to a normal movie ticket, like the
Yeah, and
hell.
paying $30 to watch it on your laptop screen versus paying what, like $8 to $10 to watch it on a fucking giant ass theater screen. That's retarded. That's awful. I
Yeah.
don't know. But I mean, I guess people are gonna buy it, so that's what it's gonna be.
Right.
It just
But
means
does anyone have any? Yeah, go ahead.
we're gonna have to start pirating movies more. I don't know.
Yeah, you're right. We're going to have to start pirating movies. I will have to figure out how that thing works. Or stupid computer. I hate. Where would one even do that? How does that even work? Anyone know?
I wouldn't be able to tell you.
Dude, my uncle got arrested because of that, bro. Don't joke, man.
Shit,
Don't go down
bro.
that path.
Your uncle has Comcast, bro? Damn. I mean, or who is Comcast?
What? Xfinity? What? What? Huh? Who?
No, but pirates are definitely the real winners here. Following this whole crisis.
Yar.
So, yar. Speaking of
Right.
pirates, what do you guys think of the next Pirates movie potentially? Well, not potentially. Apparently, Margot Robbie's going to be leading the soft reboot of the next Pirates movie.
Huh.
I didn't even know there was gonna be another.
Wait, like Pirates of the Caribbean?
Yeah.
So
I mean, this
Margot
was-
Robbie is gonna be Captain Jack Sparrow?
No. So basically, well, Johnny Depp was still in the doghouse before he got, cleared. In the last few, I think that was like what, summer. So before the summer, the last word on the next Pirates movie was that Margot Robbie was going to be the lead actress in a soft reboot. So I guess she would have been like a different pirate or something. Or I don't know if that's still a
Okay.
plan, but that was the last news.
I mean, I think
I
she's
think-
a really good actress, so
Yeah, I
honestly,
think-
they can
I
put
think
her in
that's
whatever,
good.
and I'll be happy.
I think she'd be good for the role.
You should-
Throw some of the Harley Quinn vibe in there.
Mhm.
That would fit good in a Pirates movie. I think that'd be great.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to it. I think they need to bring Gore Verbinski back to direct these movies, honestly, because he is what made the first movie a masterpiece and what made the first three so special in their tone.
Did he direct the first three and not the fourth and the fifth?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's why they dropped off after that.
Yeah. You
Dropped
can definitely
off
tell it was.
quite a
Although
lot.
hot take, I don't think Stranger Tides is that bad.
No, it's not that bad, but it's not
I
on the
think
same
the
level.
latest one is the worst one by far, and is a disgrace.
I mean, absolutely.
Yeah, people are like, "Oh yeah, no, the last one wasn't. It's better than Stranger Tides," and I'm like, "What? Like, how does it even?"
Stranger Tides was an enjoyable movie, but it wasn't as good. It's like a tier or two down from the first three.
Yeah, for sure. Because I think what makes those first three work better, especially the first movie, is that Jack Sparrow isn't a main character. He's a side character. He's this great side character, and the main story is about Will Elizabeth. So
That's true. I mean, he's a main character, but he's not the
he's a
focus
support.
of the plot, kind of.
Yeah, exactly. And then obviously following that incredible performance, they decided that he had to be center, and he slowly became more of a main character as the movies went on. And that's kind of what made the last one so bad, is that he played like a drunken caricature of himself. And apparently there were many scenes where he was reading his lines through an earpiece, Brando style. So,
Really?
yeah.
That's hilarious.
It's pretty sad. But then again, he was going through a lot, about this whole thing. So I don't know. I'm not gonna say that it's okay, but
Wait, what was he going through?
the whole divorce thing
Oh,
that
right.
happened during the Me Too movement. So he got thrown under the bus, but then recently he was cleared because she was just abusing him. So, like,
Wow.
it's pretty crazy stuff. So that's for sure. All right, anyone have anything they want to talk about? Anything at all?
I don't. I already brought up the Spider-Man thing. I don't have anything other than that. I don't think. I
One
guess.
last-
Oh yeah.
I was just gonna say one thing that I wrote down from this live stream that we didn't talk about. I missed. Justin Fischler wants to know Al Pacino versus Robin Williams.
What?
Are they gonna fight?
I don't know. That's what he said, and then he wasn't in the live stream anymore. So
I don't know who would win the fight. Sorry, Justin.
Robin Williams, but I've seen significantly more Robin Williams movies, so.
It's
And
definitely
Robin Williams is just fantastic.
Al Pacino is a great actor, but Robin Williams has range that Al
Yeah, I think-
Pacino does not have.
yeah, I think it comes really, really close, but Robin Williams takes the edge because he's Robin Williams for sure. Although Al Pacino is pretty legendary as well.
Good Will Hunting, Dead Poet Society. It's a shit.
Flubber.
Fucking Jumanji. Jumanji's actually great.
Then it's the fucking Vietnam movie.
Good
morning,
Vietnam.
Vietnam.
Oh, yeah, Good Morning Vietnam. That is a fantastic movie.
Dead Poet Society.
Good
Dead
Will
Poet
Hunting.
Society.
Good Will Hunting is definitely his best, in my opinion.
I mean, a lot.
Yeah, okay.
I think I might have to agree with you there.
What are you saying, Manny?
I was just naming more of them.
Oh, okay.
But
I mean, Al Pacino, he had Scent of a Woman, Irishman,
Dude, I was gonna
Scarface.
say,
Go ahead.
for Robin Williams, Aladdin, dude.
True.
Good Will Hunting. Dead Poet
Okay.
I don't know. I never really saw much of the original Aladdin as a kid.
Oh, you weren't big on Aladdin?
All right, here we go. Do it. Make my day. Get canceled, buddy.
Becker.
Come on, guys. You know, Sophia Martinez once told us what makes this podcast so great is that we have comedic and entertaining moments. So let's just manufacture one synthetically right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and kick every person who doesn't tell a funny story.
Sounds like a zany thing to do in a deal. I like it.
It sounds pretty wacky, am I right?
Connor, you go first.
Connor, you got a funny story?
don't you know a guy or something?
Don't you
What?
have a-
What was that, Manny?
remember?
Shamu or something?
Do you know any guys, Connor?
I'm actually related to Shamu. Little known fact, we're cousins.
Oh, my.
Seeing him.
Wait, so your
You
dad
just-
Wait a second.
Stop. You made
with
it.
the Dolphins too? What?
No, cousins, not step siblings.
That's
Come
still.
What are you doing?
Oh god, his
What are
dad
you doing,
was
Step,
doing
bro?
something.
Hey, a mammal's a mammal, bro.
Oh my god.
Did you?
All right, who's next?
Well, I remember just earlier we were talking about Bird is afraid of.
That's quite the scoop.
Cooper,
Just-
say more.
Do it that he just thinks that they're scary and yucky. I won't touch them.
So which way does he enter the house per se? To put it lightly.
Have you heard of a traumatic
from
popular
the
on some kinds
from
of
the
bugs?
rear door.
Okay. You can just say back door.
Through the wall is basically how you would describe traumatic. This analogy.
Okay. All right. We love a good bleeping session, don't we?
Yes.
Guys, we've told some funny stories. We've talked about some great things.
Yeah, really funny stories. Those were stories.
Okay, some
Yeah.
funny we man, I love this podcast, guys.
Yes.
Guys, we have some great stuff coming. To kind of give you my tentative plan. Basically, Borat 2 is coming out on the 23rd. So I think we're gonna do like a double. You know, we'll watch Borat 1 and Borat 2, do a podcast about it, right? That'll be pretty great. We do that. Then if we have time, we'll fit in a Halloween episode at the end of the month if we want to do a specific Halloween episode. You know, if we decide we have enough content for that. And, you know, we'll figure that out. Yes or no, we'll see. And then after that, I would love to do an Austin Powers trilogy because I know a lot of you haven't seen it, and it's that time of year. I just feel like we should watch Austin Powers. What do you guys think?
I think that sounds good.
Yeah, I can probably get it.
Minnie, what do you
Also-
think? Sorry.
I was just gonna say another idea for a podcast episode. Since we
Mhm.
talked about it a little bit, I think we should do a Robin Williams episode, dude.
A little tribute, that'd be cool. Do
I
watch a bunch
think
of
that
his
would be really good.
watch a bunch
yeah.
of his movies.
And just
I'm
discuss
trying-
all of his movies, yeah.
Yeah, what I'm trying to do is kind of incorporate more episodes where it's like a group, multiple movies where we talk about it. I'd love to do an episode where different people, like maybe different groups of two, watch different movies. That would be cool. A versus episode, we talk about this a lot, but I think we should do it, where we have people watch a movie and then more people watch a different movie, kind of go up against each other. We've got a lot of good stuff in the works, you know.
We could do a definitively what is the best movie of 2019 episode where we argue that out.
But I can't even argue that with myself because I can't decide between Parasite and Little Women.
Little Woman.
That's fair. Also, I'd have to watch 3 movies in order to do that episode. I have to watch Parasite, Little Women, and Marriage Story.
Okay, that's not bad as me. I just have to see Little Women. So
Yeah,
cool.
You should all see Little Women. It's breathtaking.
Yeah, for sure. I'll rent it. Apple TV Plus or whatever. Okay, guys.
HBO.
I want to reiterate, if you guys want to get that Brad Pitt, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, you want to get that Blu-ray, you want to be the next Kevin Zhu, that you heard how excited he was. I'm sure you'll be just as excited. So make sure you go to the Instagram post and do what we said. See, I'm saying do what we said so people don't skip to the end and do it. You have to listen, okay? Do what we said in the middle of the podcast on the Instagram post. Comment that, and you will be entered, and you can be called next at 12. And
Maybe even later. Maybe.
Probably later.
Could be
And,
beforehand.
Maybe we shouldn't tell people that we're calling them.
All right.
Well,
Well, then guess what? I just removed every mention of time that was mentioned.
we'll
So
call them. Just record you saying 3 p.m. and splice that over to 12.
Yeah.
12
Oh my God,
yeah.
guys, we just called Kevin at 3 p.m. Make sure you do that. You guys have any last words? Any messages? This is your chance. This is your chance to plug whatever projects you're working on. Anything you want to spread to the 15 people who might listen to this. So go ahead.
Don't plug Connor's music. It's cool. Go listen to it. I don't know where or how, but figure it out.
I think 3 people here, including myself, are all working on separate musical projects. We're all trying to make an album during this COVID pandemic. Me, Ben Casey, and Connor.
Yep.
I don't know if you guys want to say anything about what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm stuck in quarantine for seemingly 2 weeks, so I'm not gonna have much to do. So I'm gonna try working on some more music. We'll see if I actually get it out soon or not, but be on the lookout. So yeah.
Right. And
Cool.
For me, if you wanna hear a white guy rap about deeply personal topics in his life, then check my music out when it comes out. I don't know.
And where are we going to be able to find these, gentlemen?
Probably SoundCloud, but I'll see if I can get it on Spotify. Who knows? I don't know what process you have to go through to get that.
I think it's just a
done.
fee, but I'm not certain.
Yeah, but then also since I'm using samples, I don't know. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. Is there anything that you want to plug, Manny?
Doesn't seem like it.
I guess not. Yeah.
We cannot wait to see you in the next episode of Filmatic Podcast. Everybody say your name. You've been listening to
Cooper
Ben Becker.
Whisnant.
That is exactly what I wanted to happen.
Ben Casey.
And Ben Becker and Cooper Whisnant and Connor Park and Ben Casey and Manny
Ben
Ray.
Casey,
Manny Ray.
Ben Casey and
That's me, I'm Manny Ray.
Manny Ray's
I'm
muted right
Manny
now.
Ray. Hey guys, Manny here.
Man Ray.
I'm Manny.
You guys want to fade away or something? Should we fade away?
Like in
Yeah,
later in the podcast.
let's
Yes.
fade away the audio while we're talking about fading away.
Okay.
Yeah,
That'd be a really good way to end.
Faded away the
Wait,
audio.
so we
like-
should fade away. So we should.
Yeah, it should be just faded.